Good morning students, welcome to the class. Students, we will start the new chapter metal and non-metal. In the previous class you have studied about the pure substance. This is sugar, this is a pure substance. This is salt, this is also a pure substance. So in the last year in 7th class you have studied about the pure substance, the substance made up of same kind of atom and molecule. If they are made up of same kind of atom and molecule, they form the element and compound. So students, we have about 118 element. We have about 118 element and we broadly classified them into metals and non-metals. We broadly classify elements into metal and non-metal on the basis of their property. Like this is aluminium, iron, gold, copper, mercury. They are metals. And pencil, in the pencil you see here the graphite, oxygen, carbon dioxide, diamond, carbon, sulfide, they are non-metal. And iodine is also a non-metal. In everybody know that in salt we have iodine and that is also a non-metal. So today we will study about the physical properties of metals and non-metal. The physical properties of metal and non-metal start with their physical state. Metals, they mostly exist in the solid form. You see here all the metals have their solid form like the gold, aluminium, iron, they exist in the solid form. But here one is the exceptional case. You see here, you know that in the thermometer we have mercury in the thermometer and that mercury exists in the liquid state. So here one exception is there. Most of the metal, almost all the metal, they exist in the solid state, but mercury exists in the liquid state. Mercury exists in liquid state. And about the non-metal, they exist in all the three forms: solid, liquid and gas. They exist in all the three forms. Like this is graphite, it is in the solid form. Carbon dioxide, oxygen, they exist in the gaseous form, and the sulfides, they mostly exist in the liquid state. So the non-metal, they exist in all the three states: solid, liquid and gas. So the physical state of metal and non-metal, metal exists mostly in the solid state and non-metal exists in all the three forms: solid, liquid and gaseous state. Metal are hard. Metal are mostly hard, but non-metal, they are not hard, they are soft. Metal are hard, as you see here, they are hard. We cannot break it with a hand. They are hard. Metal are hard. We cannot break it with our hand. But non-metal are soft. You can break it with your hands. If you put the pressure here, you can break it with your hands. So non-metal are not hard. They are soft. Metal are lustrous. You see here the lustrous property of the metal. Metal have the shining surface. Metals have the shiny surface, so they are lustrous. They are all lustrous. Metal are lustrous, they have the shiny surface. The shiny surface of the metal give their property lustrous property. But non-metal, they are not lustrous except iodine. Iodine is lustrous. Non-metal are not lustrous except iodine. Iodine is lustrous. So the third property is ductile. If you can draw the metals out, if you draw the metals, you can form the wires with the metal. As you see here, the copper wire, you can form the wires with the metals. So this property is called the ductility. This property is called the ductility. You can make wire from the metals. You can draw the metal and form it into a wire. This property is called ductility. This is the metal copper wire Copper is a metal, so you can form the metal with the wire. This property is called ductility. Similarly, in the other property, you can beat the metal also, and you can give it the different shape, like these coins, they are beaten to form, give the particular shape. So metal are ductile, but non-metal, they are not ductile. Non-metal, they are not ductile, but metals are ductile. So we will go to the next property. The metal have high tensile strength. The metal have high tensile strength. It means they can bear a lot of strain. They can bear a lot of strain. आप इसको strain दोगे तो they can bear it. अगर आप इसको strain दे रहे हो तो they can bear it. They are high. They can bear high strain, so they have high tensile strength. But non-metal, they do not have the high tensile strength. The next property, for the next property, I have to switch off the fan. From this activity, we can clear the two properties of the metal. From this activity, we can clear the two properties of the metal. The first property is that metals have high melting and boiling point. Metals have high melting and boiling point. It means they are not easily melt. If we heat the metals, they do not easily melt because they have high melting and boiling point. They cannot easily melt because they have high melting and boiling point. If we heat the metal, they cannot easily melt because they have high melting and boiling point. With this, we can clear one more property of the metal. Metal conduct heat energy. Metal conduct heat energy. You are heating the spoon, or if you are heating the knife, you can feel the heat here also, because the heat conduct from this point up to here, because metal, they conduct heat. So here we can judge the two properties of the metal. The first one is they have high melting and boiling point, and second, they conduct heat energy, and they also conduct light energy. They also conduct electricity. The wires, they are made up of metal, and the wires are used in all the electrical appliances. This proves that they conduct electricity. But non-metal, they do not conduct electricity except graphite. Graphite can conduct electricity. Non-metal, they do not conduct electricity, they do not conduct heat energy sorry, and they have low melting and boiling point. Now the last property, when we beat the metal, they produce a special sound. When we beat the metal, they produce a special sound. When we struck the metal to a hard surface, they produce sound. This property of the metal is called sonorosity. This property of the metal is called sonorosity. They produce, when they strike to the hard surface, they produce sound. This property is called sonorosity. To produce sound, this property is called sonorosity. Non-metal, they are not sonorous. Non-metal, they are not sonorous. So we have studied the physical property of the metal. The first property is metal exists in the solid state, and non-metal, they exist in solid, liquid and gaseous state. They have high melting and boiling point. They have low melting and boiling point. They are hard, they are soft. They are lustrous. They are rough. They have high tensile strength. They have low tensile strength. They are sonorous. They are not sonorous. They conduct electricity and heat. They do not conduct electricity and heat. So this is about the physical properties of metal and non-metal. Thank you, bachcho.